I'll call this December 18th, 2023 meeting of the Grafton Cable TV Oversight Committee to order. First of all, Zoom. Bob, can you hear me?
I can.
Corson.
Yes, I can.
Michael.
Loud and clear.
I think we're all set. If anybody comes along, we'll welcome them in. Which brings us to public input. There being no public, does anybody have anything that would fit under that category? No. Minutes, review and approval.
Are those the minutes, Mr. Chair, that got emailed us a couple hours ago?
I think so. Corson?
They should be.
Okay, I can't vote on that. I did not have time to read those minutes. I think we should push these minutes until our next meeting.
I noticed a couple of typos. But with my English scores, I'm not going to criticize. If we're going to push them out, of course, maybe wants to look them over and it's a letter here or there, something or other.
Okay.
Okay. I am concerned. I was looking to see. I think Corson is supposed to submit the minutes once they're approved, and I don't see submitted minutes. I didn't see submitted minutes for the ones we approved. So anyway, heads up.
All right. I'll make sure that I'll put the batch. I don't know. I'll have to look and see how many there are that have been submitted, but I'll just send a lot of them, as it were.
Okay, so next time, and we should
not approved.
We can't because, well, we've been asked to put them off, which I don't. We could take a vote probably because we have a quorum, but I don't think. I think it's better not to.
If there are adjustments or things you say typos, if you bring them to my attention, I'll see what I can do to fix them.
Yeah. Overall, I thought they were pretty good, better than I would have. All right, brings us to the proposed cable TV oversight committee charge. I took our conversation about the membership, couple of items of membership to the select board, I guess the night after our meeting. And they asked, yes.
I'm sharing the screen, that's all.
Right. They asked for an action from the committee before they acted on it. Apparently, there's a somewhat more formal structure for committee charges than there was in 1984. What we have here is, except for our thing about the rotating terms, 3-year terms, is, I believe, exactly what has been on the town website for a number of years. I think I probably had a lot to do with it getting to where it is over the years. But I think what it says about our job and our responsibility is correct. It note that it picks up the idea that we'll be a 5-member board committee, and that we will have 3-year terms. I mentioned to them that I'm on my 40th term. I'm pretty sure 40 swearings in for one body is some kind of record. So this was drafted up in administrative office and sent to us to look at, and I guess take some kind of action about. I suppose that we want to what? Say, yes, we approve or recommend this.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the letter as written.
And recommend it.
Yeah, I think the word recommend
Oh.
is better than approve.
Okay, would that be the motion? To recommend,
So moved.
and is there a second? Is
Second.
there? Oh, all right, now there's a second. Any discussion on the matter?
Mr. Chair, the only discussion that I have is we have 4 members, but let's just say we have 5. How do we know when our terms are up?
I think we are currently appointed. We're all appointed until, I think, the end of June.
Right.
I think terms run out at the end of June. At the end of June, these rules will kick in. And when the select board comes around to making appointments, it will figure out who it wants to appoint to the committee, and it'll figure out what length terms they want to give, how they're going to distribute the terms. That happens anytime a new committee like this is set up.
Well, it's not our worry right now.
It's not, we don't get any say so unless they ask us when renewal or when reappointment comes along.
Okay.
If somebody wanted a 1-year term, then they could, they'll be asked for input in one form or the other when
Well,
appointment.
I'm assuming, Mr. Chair, that they're going to appoint, let's say we have 5, they're going to appoint a couple of them for 3 years and a couple of them for 2 years. So that way they rotate.
Right, that's exactly it. Well, they'll appoint somebody for 1, somebody for 2, somebody for 3, somebody else for maybe 2, and somebody else maybe for 3. But whatever they think is right.
Right.
Let's hope we have a 5th. But in any case, there'll be 4 of us, hopefully, if we all get that far. So it's been moved and seconded and discussed. Is there anything more? If not, Bob.
Aye.
Corson.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Okay. Treasurer's report.
I will share my screen again. Okay. Everybody can see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
So we got another check in for $22,563.61. So we bring our balance forward over, gives us 1.2 million. Our expenditures are 82,000 and change. Our available funds right now are almost $2 million. In here, you have your summary, which gives you the percentages. And for salaries, this is a good number because at the end of December is half of our year. So nothing should be more than 50%. And we're well within our means. So we're not going overkill. Then you go down to here. Again, I'm just leaving this on just so you can see it. At the end of the year, this is our last payment for the building at 24 Providence Road. And now I kind of screwed up when I put the packet together, but I wasn't going to re-email it out. Here's the detail of what we expend our money on. And in between the detail became the deposit slip. And Bob, I found the deposit slip after I emailed you, but you say you're having a hard time with email, so you might not have seen the email asking. And I haven't spoke to Cindy yet to get Bob DeTomer off the notification and put you back on. But this is the monies that you saw up above. Here's your letter from Spectrum or Charter, and then it goes back down into our details of expenditures. So with that being said, do we have any questions on the actual numbers and on the way that I'm reporting back to the committee?
Getting a little more comprehensible.
We're trying. And I'm gonna try to pull in the town account of $3,000 because that's not on this report, and I'd like to put it on the report so we can see and make sure that we are expending that money before the end of the year, because we kind of have an obligation to spend that $3,000 and not return it back to the town.
A question for you, Mr. Berger.
Yes.
On the report, if you could bring it back up on the screen, if you would.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
The fiscal report you have there.
Yep, hold on. Okay.
Okay. Where it basically does indicate at the very, well, I don't see it now, but at the very top of it, it talks about the dates being,
Here?
I think it's right, where it says July 1st to 20. So in other words, those dates never really change regarding this report.
That's our fiscal year.
Right. So basically it adds an extra item every quarter or say every month as this progresses. So you have August and you have November.
These are your payments that we received from Verizon and Spectrum.
Right, but I'm saying is that this ledger, as it were, keeps getting an entry added to what has already been written above, but it doesn't show anything from previously from October, so those were removed.
The payments come in quarterly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have two August payments, and you have two November payments. We'll get two February payments.
Right, because we start July 1st as our fiscal year. So
yes.
Anything June of 23 is in last fiscal year, so it wouldn't be on this report. That's why we're constantly carrying this forward balance of $1.1 million over, because if we didn't, none of the math would work.
Agreed. And so, in other words, on a monthly basis, the lower half of the report where it shows all the expenditures, that's where basically it shows where it's deducted.
That's right. That's right. You can see here $82,000, which is your $82,000 up here. I'm taking 3 reports and I am putting them on one document so you don't have 3 pieces of paper and go back and forth, because that's where you kind of get confused. This is really the meat and potato of the entire report right here. And I'm just giving you backup to that. But this is an important column here to show you percentages to make sure that we're well within our means for where we are in the year.
And this is why you're the best treasurer we ever have.
Well, Mark did a fine job too, you know. Okay, are we good?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, anything else on the treasurer's report? Hearing none. Modular studio broadcast desk.
Okay, so Bob, why don't you go, let's jump away from that for a minute. You can talk about your access report if Bob gave you a document, because I have to pull up an email.
Bob submitted a report.
Did he? Good.
It was passed on, I think.
It was in the email as an attachment.
Yeah, access report 12/12/23, Bob DeToma, GCTV.pdf. I can read it to you if you.
Well, if nobody wants it, that's fine.
No, I'm quite concerned about, and we had some conversation about this, and I have a little feedback on it. Bob D is the center of what's going on, regardless of whether he's on the committee or not. Prior to leaving Charter, when we moved up to the new studio, we always had the access director, or whatever the title was, Danielle or whomever, came to our meetings. We started doing that a long time ago when it was very helpful, because we have to have dialogue about what's being done and what would be good to do. And in this case, for example, discussing the desk, that the idea I think is coming from Bob D. Anyway, I passed that on to the town administrator as a concern and an interest from the committee. And I think he wanted to give that some thought. I haven't heard anything back from him, but I think maybe waiting until after the select board actually actually adopts the charge might be one of the pieces of what he might be thinking about. I don't know.
So we really don't have a report of activity going on in the studio.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
I
okay.
can read it to you.
No, I haven't read it. So I'll. get into it.
Well, we can, it'd be nice. Maybe we have discussion.
Do you want to have it read into the record?
Not necessarily. I just want to read it for you. It's already, well, the documents have been circulated. And it'll get caught on the video. Sophia King and Ben Clements continue to record their weekly segments for bus stop weather and sports update. Our annual open house was held on December 3rd and was a frosty stop for Grafton Celebrates the Holidays. We hosted 16 families, including VIP guests Andy Jefferson, Anne Marie Foley, Dawn Anderson, and Colleen Ray. What a wonderful day. Santa's arrive on the common was cold and wet, so we had our fingers crossed that the camera and lighting would survive. They did. Bill recently hosted Holding Back the 60s in studio for a recorded session. Video is currently being edited by Bill. Veterans Advisory Committee meetings to use the conference room for their meetings, which are recorded for uploading to YouTube. Continues to use. The committee continues to use the conference room. Our YouTube account had 1,700 new views. Total watch time was 197 hours, and we gained 4 new subscribers. The current total being 497. I don't know that I've seen those numbers before, although I think if I looked hard enough as a YouTube user, I might be able to find that. I don't know. Maybe not. As always, GCTV staff continues to maintain coverage for all GTV government events, whether live or on Zoom, and all special events or projects for the TA's office. Bob DeToma, Digital Media Manager, Grafton Television.
Very nice. Very nice. And I know that Jack Kelly's coming into the studio to produce another video for Metro West, thanking all the volunteers and seniors for attending the event on Thanksgiving Day. So I know that's happening on Thursday. I kind of got the cue cards printed today, and we're all set to put that in the can. That's my report on the studio also. All right, now I think we should move on to
Back
the furniture.
Back to the desk.
Yep.
Did you see my email with all the links that I had? That's probably one of them.
On furniture?
Yes.
Well, I did. And this is a company that I reached out to because they seem to be one of the big powerhouses in the industry.
It's one of the ones I reviewed and looked at.
they're in North Carolina. I've had a conversation with their sales team. This is the type of, let's see if I can, portfolio. These are the type of sets that they've actually done. I'm thinking, we definitely need something like this for minute by minute, or something like that with the selectmen. Colleen has a show with somebody else that they sit in front of some table and they talk about things about Grafton, thinking that this is something that we could be looking into. I also, I can just envision GCTV right here. I mean, this is really cool stuff. I think we need to take a road trip to North Carolina. And then your talk shows, they have stuff for talk shows. Whenever you're on the spot, you can never like that. I mean, they're selling all of this too, and we're not looking for that.
Yeah, if I may add a little bit to this, if I could, what basically what this thing is, that this company basically is a company that basically does everything. They'll redesign the entire
Like
studio set,
right?
But they also will provide. If you go under products, if you go to the products menu,
products, desks.
And then you'll see desks. You have different kinds of desks. Well, you drifted off of it.
I didn't think I did.
There you go. Then you can have anchor desk.
No, that's
anchor desks, curved desks, ellipse desks, modular desks, all different types that you can pick and choose from. And so they basically have everything under the sun.
Right. So this is the company that I'm leaning on right now. So what I did is I reached out to them. I gave them all the plans that we have of the studio. So they have this plan right here. That's the studio. And then I gave them pictures. I don't think the picture. Oh, look at this. Goodness gracious. Yeah, forget it. I tried. Okay. I gave him pictures of the studio. And we have a Zoom meeting on Friday just to open up more conversation. So I don't know what all this is going to cost, but if you go to their prices, to design a whole studio can be $50,000. We're not designing the whole studio because we're utilizing a green screen. We need the big pieces. And, a desk like this, I think was like $8,000 for them to custom build a desk like that. And they say it's movable. It doesn't have to stay in one place. So, I'm going to get you all the information. Once I get a little bit closer, then I'm going to invite them in to a Zoom meeting so this committee can listen to them selling their wares. Unless you guys don't want to go that route.
Yeah, we've got to be careful whether we need to have a posted meeting, that kind of stuff. We do one of those. I don't know. It's not a big studio. It's intended to be very flexible with the green screen and the other curtains to give a variety of backgrounds, possibilities, and directions to shoot things and whatnot. If you start doing some of that stuff, that's fine if you have the room, if you're Channel 5 and you have studios and you have the nightly news studio and so on, that's fine. But we want to encourage a variety of shows. We want to
Well,
I would think they all would like to have their own, or it'd be beneficial for them to all have their personality. So something simple to meet whatever the current need is, may be a good thing. The one that we started with might not be bad. It's confusing when I go to the site. I tried again today. They show a sketch or a drawing of a desk that's big enough for quite a number of people, but then everything centers on one that's, I think, no more than 3 would sit at it. And so all of that's kind of confusing as to what's possibility, but I know we get shows with, like when you have candidates, not, they have the candidates in, I think it is. Well, some of that stuff, you'll have like four or 5 people, and you want to handle them, and if you want them sitting at a desk, then you need a big enough desk. So we have enough money to do whatever we want. We don't have enough space to do whatever we want.
No, but what I'm envisioning is all of this, and they have the plans, have a spot in the prop room, and all of this wheels in and out.
Yeah, I don't know about the spaces, but yeah.
I mean, what's the other pitch? They're pitching their, their proposal. So I mean, doesn't hurt.
Nope. We're not committed to anything. It's a conversation.
Yep.
I started the conversation because that's the direction the committee asked me to go.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there.
Yeah, but we're on this because it came from Bob, didn't it?
Came from Bob and it came from me. That furniture you have in the studio is original.
I know the original furniture, Bob. Some of it was donated by us.
Right. And look, we get the sound of Charter 192, 191, 194. Absolutely perfect now. Perfect. Took 3 years to get it, but it's perfect. Now let's concentrate a little bit on the visual. I don't care which way we go. I just want to update.
Well, I'd like to not be deciding and imposing on staff either. They're the ones that have to be there and using it. So that's why one of the reasons I feel we need Bob to be in the conversation, really in the conversation.
Sure, I agree.
So, in any case, we don't have any decision today.
No.
Probably keep it on the agenda for next time.
Absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else on any of this? If not, my agenda item wasn't necessary. I had forgotten that we had actually voted a meeting date of the 29th already, recognizing that the 15th was a holiday.
That's right.
So I think unless somebody thinks we need to change that, we can just stay with the 29th as our next
And
meeting.
for February,
Well,
I always like to try. You were so good at keeping ahead of all of this, so that we didn't have any issues with it. But I think it's very good that we at least plan at least a day, a month in advance. I think you did a great job with that before. February 19th is President's Day.
and that's a real holiday.
Yes.
There isn't any 31st, unfortunately. If we're going to do it on a Monday, it would have to run out to March 4th.
Unless we choose another day of the week.
How do people feel? What do they want?
I'm open for it.
I'm flexible.
Mr. Berger,
Let's do
do you have
the
any?
I don't care.
March 4th.
There you go.
March 4th, it shall be then.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. That's not debatable. Bob,
Aye.
Corson,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries unanimously.